from the United Nations to say Nigeria and these West African countries need help too. We need to combat terrorism, Islamic jihadism, all this stuff, right? No, we are passionately talking about Palestine, Gaza, and they want a seat at the at the United Nations Security Council. They want a seat. Country that is hobnobbing with the terrorists, planning to build ranches for terrorists, the one that is pardoning terrorists, doing peace deal with terrorists, want a seat on the United Nations Security Council. However, this professor on Channels Television was like, it's actually good that if Tinubu didn't go to America, and it's good that he is avoiding America, considering the fact that Trump is the president right now. Imagine a situation where Trump, by any chance, bumped into Tinubu. What do you really think will happen? I don't know if Tinubu is terrified of Trump. I don't know. Oh, Papa. So this professor now said, hey, that is a good thing because Trump right now, right, is, somebody who doesn't really care about protocol, about diplomacy or anything. So he could single out a Tinubu and you know that he could finish it. He didn't say it like that. Okay. But maybe I should let you listen. Right? Let's see if I see out that in here. I do.
So, but you have emphasized the fact that we have the capacity, we have the resilience, but there are those who query the absence of Mr. President at such a high-level meeting of world leaders. They argue that perhaps this would have been his second meeting at the assembly. They argue that perhaps if he was on ground, he could have emphasized those meetings, the need for a place for his seat for Nigeria at the UN Security Council. They argue that as well. Perhaps we would have seen him engage more with the big boys, the Donald Trumps of US, the Emmanuel Macron of France, and all the world leaders, compared to what the vice president, with all due respect to him, and some of the meetings he has had to hold in the last 2 days. I wonder how you respond to that, Prof.
You see, I quite agree with your analytical approach to it, in the sense that in international protocol, in international relations, in international law and relations, at those 3 levels, you see, water must always find its own level. That's what we have been taught in chemistry, ordinary level chemistry. Water will find its own level. When you are not a president of a sovereign state, the extent to which you can meet with the sovereign leaders, no, you must go, operate at a particular level. In diplomacy, when you go to any reception, for instance, you cannot have a third secretary going to sit or discuss with a minister counselor. You don't do that one. When you are a counselor, you try to find your camarade, your level. So in this case, a vice president going there cannot easily interact with the people who are senior to him. So at that level, I agree with you. But when you look at the other aspect, why is our own Bola Ahmed Tinubu not going? It may be a strategy itself. One, at the level of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an unpredictable president. Donald Trump thinks after action. He thinks after action, but he does not think well before action. He's a president that can thoroughly embarrass our own president, find unnecessary excuses for whatever. Because Nigeria appears to be towing a sort of an independentist, line when it comes to the conduct and management of international affairs. Donald Trump doesn't like this. Donald Trump wants to be seen as the primus inter pares, in international relations. So in this case, this is the second time our president will not be attending. But what does that mean, really? What is it that is in his head for not going? The ideal thing would have been to be there, okay.
Oh dear.
Prof, yes.
Yeah.
Prof, I mean, always a delight to listen to Prof do this analysis. Always a delight to. All right.
And just to imagine what Nigeria. Is Prof back?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead, Prof. I just conclude on your submission so we can squeeze in more questions, please.
Okay. Yes, I'm trying to say that at the end of the day, when you are seen to be at par with your colleagues, if he is there, in which way are you going to say that Donald Trump is better than Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria? He is not. And I can tell you that Ahmed Tinubu is as intelligent, if not more intelligent than Donald Trump. He's more cautious. He's more strategic in his approach. But when you are absent, then you...
Oh, they tried the professor. I know that's trying to kind of like slow down, though. But it's not totally wrong. In fact, it's not wrong when it comes to his analysis on both Trump and Tinubu and Nigeria precisely. So Nigeria seemed to have always been a non-partisan, approaching a non-partisan way in their diplomacy. You know what I mean? So it is Nigeria that will do business with Russia, China, America, UK, Saudi Arabia, and just name it, India. And then you get to realize that, there is this wala between India and America. Or there's this one between this China and America and all of that. So for Donald Trump, you are either here or you are there. There is no in between. The kind of a diplomatic thing that is really causing ripples right now. You get what I mean? But that being intelligent, I want that to calm down, no. Being cautious in this sense is also debatable. There is a level of, I don't know how that is, so, but there seems to be this level of inferiority complex. I don't know. A few times that Tinubu had appeared in all these their international meet that he went himself, like G20, all this stuff that, yeah. So we've had where Tinubu was more or less like almost disappeared in a group photograph. It was more or less like somebody they dragged in last. So, you are also president. Come and stand here now, kind of. You know? And you know why I'm laughing, right? I remember someone who was so pissed at me. I don't know what I was probably saying that day. I don't know the topic, right? So that person must have been so pissed at me that his comment was like, my friend, shut up, Joe. You and this girl, you know. And he typed that, you know, with comma, you know. I just started laughing. I was like, you must have been so pissed enough that you started feeling like you started noticing the, show more now. You get there. Do you understand? Those are kind of like, I don't know. It's just to make conversation easier. I don't have to say everything. That's what it means. Say, yeah, I get it. You get it? Yeah, I get it. Anyway, so the thing there is that Tinubu had been saying, we have seen him in some kind of like high-level gatherings, when not with Trump though, but with Joe Biden. At least he had one meet with Joe Biden, not in the US, but I think it was in Brazil or Japan. I don't know. It's always been like, remember that picture that he went to, was it Japan? G20 or something. And he was just standing like next to this, what do you call it, this standing bar or something. He was just like, probably just forgotten that he's also a president. Too. You get what I mean? Call. Yeah. Anyway, leaving that behind. Because some people will, I think his own advisors they've already told him, right? No, don't avoid him. You can do without America. Even though they can't really do it, they can't really do without America per se. But you can do without Trump. Just don't touch him. Ignore him. And over time, it will pass, I think. But let's leave that and hope that they won't meet. Not now. Okay. The staff of Ahoda, I kind of like to pronounce it the way it is spelled, right? I don't know if it's pronounced as Ahoda or Ahoda, local government. His name is Chidi Lloyd. It's a local government area in Rivers State. I didn't even know that Chidi Lloyd was among those people. They selected their names as new local government chairman. The election conducted by the sole administrator, right? Until now. So there's some 300 member of staff have not been paid. And they strongly believe that the local government has been collecting allocation. So why is he not paying them? So they have to go physical in this short, brief clip. I don't understand. But they said they were not paid. And I'm like, I mean, the money is not in the office. So there must be a payment system where their salaries are paid. Others were like, no, they are political workers that were not paid. Anyway, it's about money. Someone not being paid after working. The opposition in Nigeria are also, gathering their own momentum little by little. Sometimes it can be loud. Sometimes it can be a little bit, medium, sort of. So what happened then was yesterday. It was this short clips of Goodluck Jonathan meeting with David Mark. David Mark is the interim chairman of ADC, their planned coalition party. And according to them, every one of the key players in their coalition, including Peter Obi, have all agreed that whoever becomes the party's presidential candidate will be supported, embraced by all of them without leaving. So there's also a part which started, kind of the story that started developing early this year, when a group of northern youth traveled down to Utuoke to invite Jonathan to run for second term. And this was also, I don't know if you remember, this was also around the time when Peter Obi said he would be willing to spend just a term, 4 years in office, and give the power back to northern Nigeria if he is given the opportunity in 2027. Now, the conversation around one term for, like, if this northern Nigeria, this northern political bloc that are threatening to pull out their support for Tinubu, sure you get, and back at the coalition. So if they are to support the southern, who is going to have to come and do just 4 years to complete the 8 years of the south, who would they trust? Right? So from this PDP group that traveled to Utuoke to go and see Jonathan, and invited him to come and run under PDP, because to them, constitutionally, Peter Obi, if he becomes your president in 2027, he has the right to be there till 2035. So it is tough to believe that he would relinquish the power after 4 years. But they could trust that of Jonathan, because according to them, with Jonathan, he's only got just 4 years more to go. And this whole chat last night, right? It surfaced. It was Jonathan visiting the interim chairman of ADC, David Mark, and immediately speculation mills started rolling out. Oh yeah, maybe he's going to be partnering with the coalition. He's going on a lot. This was the video.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So you get, and you know, every move right now, people will read a lot of meanings into it, but not reading meaning to it at all. Could actually be your own undoing too. Because for everything that you see, they are not just by chance. They are not coincidence. They are all pre-planned. And one after the other, right? You get to see the whole picture, I think. So yeah. In the next 2 months, was it like November? Yeah, that will be 2 months. So give it next 2 months. You get to see or begin to see even more, unraveling, including Tinubu himself and his camp. It's going to get to that, it's going to get to that moment where you begin to notice the building pressure and who is under pressure and who is pressuring who. Yeah, you can start noticing that from November. But we'll leave that too, as we are coming close to the end of the broadcast. Somebody shared this video and say it's part of Abuja. Yeah. I'm like, really? Like you got this part inside Abuja, the federal capital? It was my reaction that I got. The person's like, why are you reacting like that? Like, are you surprised? I said, yeah. This one, Yanya. It's called Yanya. And I'm like, Asao now? That's the seat of power, the Federal Capital Territory. I said, no, it's outside Abuja. It's outside. I was like, but is it under Abuja? They said, it's under Abuja, but it's outside. You want to see the beautiful place. It's like saying, Lagos mainland, and then you get to Okoko, Maiko.